The content on this channel has been created for adults. If you're not at least 13 years of age or older, then please do not watch this content. Sorry, dude. Come back when you're 13.
Yeah, baby girl. You know what I wanna do. Come on. Yeah, baby girl.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Queen Show podcast, guys. It has been a minute. Yes, it has. This is episode 6, I think. I think we freaking kind of got off track a little bit. I know there's been a minute since we've done one of these shows, and I know that the only place you can see the Queen Show podcast at the moment is right here on YouTube, which is kind of fail on my part, because I have been meaning to upload the audio onlys and distribute them across everywhere where you find great podcasts, and I have failed miserably. I do realize that, and I apologize in advance for that, but I am doing my best. I do intend on getting that organized and sorted so that you can listen to this in your car or wherever you are afar doing what you're doing. So it is on the to-do list. It's just a timing thing. You guys know I grind every single day putting out content across multiple channels, so bear with me. We will get there eventually, I promise. With that being said, though, we're going to dive into episode 6 of the Queen Show. It's really good to be back here. Be nice one day to even have a co-host on the show with me. That'd be a lot of fun. Someone I can kind of talk to, kind of like H3 Podcasts, how they do their thing over there. I like that kind of dynamic where he has someone to kind of bounce the content off of with him and things like that, and you know, get a second opinion, a second thought, someone to kind of, you know what I mean? I think that's a pretty cool format. Impulsive, the Impulsive podcast, they have 3 people, which I think would be pretty cool as well. Maybe one day, I did have plans with my celebrity, my Culture Glit podcast to kind of do that thing. We did one episode where I did have Sally do with me. We were going to continue to kind of do that together, but unfortunately, there was just a timing thing, and we just couldn't pull it off. It's just, she was busy with a lot of other things, and it's just kind of hard to make that happen. So I don't know, we're gonna do our thing still. I hold down the fort and do what I do. You guys know I love to entertain you guys. You guys know I love to do my thing. And I guess we can probably get to a point where, we could have some guests. And I think that will fill the void, having some guests here and there. That's a way to get it done as well. Having some guests on here. Maybe we can I would love to get Bri. And that's something I really want to work on achieving. I think it's possible. I think that there would be a way to get a hold of him and possibly get him on this podcast, even if it's just a short interview, you know what I mean? I'd love to interview Bri. I think there would be a better chance of getting Bri than Roger, but I'm not sure. But, we get Bri, that would be pretty dope. I think that'd be pretty cool. I think everyone would enjoy that. So I don't know. I'm going to talk to my people, have my people talk to his people, and we'll see what happens. Anyways, I thought today, because the other thing I realized when we started doing the Queen Show, when we started doing this, there was actually, I kind of just jumped in and dived in, and I don't think I necessarily dived in from the very start of our videos. For you guys who are new to the Queen Show, what I like to do is I like to go into the comments and delve into the comments of the videos and use that as a way to provide content for the Queen Show. And, I think that it's been a really big change up on my channel. And I'm looking here at a bunch of the old videos that we had here. We had a lot of Queen action early on, as far as while I was dropping nothing but Queen content on this channel early on. We were just nonstop Queen every single day. It was only Queen content I was dropping, and slowly that changed. We've gone to a more just open kind of request system where people can request anything now on the channel, and it happens. And there's still a lot of Queen here and there, of course. We still do a lot of Queen things. And I have the Queen Show channel now, as well as the Queen Army channel, which the Queen Show channel, even though it's called the Queen Show channel, surprise, surprise, the podcast is not on that channel. Main reason, I'd like to put it over there at some stage and have the Queen Show channel be where the podcast is actually at. I mean, I think that'd be a great idea in the long term. But at the moment, my audience, my main audience, the biggest audience I have is on this channel. As far as getting people to watch the Queen Show podcast, I kind of feel like I want them over here so that they'll watch it. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of just one of those situations. But, I think I will make that change soon. I think it's something that I really want to do. I don't know, maybe I can have episodes air on both channels. You know what I mean? Maybe it's a way to continue to build it up, is having some of them air on here exclusively, some air on the Queen Show channel itself. And then actually having, of course, the podcast available across all platforms where you get your podcasts. That is something I think it's important, because a lot of people like the podcast game. And I personally like the podcast. I mean, all the podcasts I watch that I like watching, I like literally watching them. I like seeing the video of it. I like, being able to see them talking and watch it more like a talk show as opposed to just listening to it. Unless I'm like driving on a drive somewhere where it's safer to just listen. Or if I'm falling asleep, sometimes I like falling asleep to a podcast. Just have that in the background. And, there's definitely some good ones out there that put me to sleep. But anyways, look, I thought, why don't we get back on track with the Queen Show? I want to get it into a regular routine, possibly even a regular time that it airs every week. So every week what day of the week to expect the Queen Show, and get into a more set routine with it. I think that would be a good thing. If I can get into that type of routine with the Queen Show, I think that'd be really good. And then you guys can always know when to tune into it and get it fresh off the back. So with that being said, why don't we start from the very beginning as well? Because we kind of jumped in somewhere. I don't think we actually literally did the very first Queen video that we ever did on the YouTube channel. By the way, guys, if you don't know, make sure you go over to the YouTube channel. Links are in the description. If you're listening to this podcast somewhere other than YouTube, go over to OffTap Life, to that channel. You can see all the Queen shows there, and future speaking also on the Queen Show channel. So, and I have multiple channels, other channels as well. Check out links in the description. But look, Bohemian Rhapsody was the video that kind of got the ball rolling with Queen and the Queen fans, the Queen army that I created afterwards, and result to how many Queen fans we had. I was like, okay, let's do this Queen Army thing, and so I created the Queen Army. And so the Queen Army channel came out of that name, derived from the fact that we had this big Queen fan base, and I was like, hey, let's create the Queen Army. So that's a little background for you guys. We'll kind of catch you up for those who are new to the whole experience here. I do realize we have a whole bunch of new people who potentially will be experiencing this for the very first time. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through back to the very start, Queen Bohemian Rhapsody official video, the first one. And we're going to go to the comments there. And we're going to actually, because look, the thing is, the reason I thought this would be a great thing when I first started was like, there's so much information that all you guys know. I look in the comments and I'm blown away, but just literally how much information you guys know about Queen. It is incredible. The wealth of knowledge and the stories and the memories and all these amazing things that I've learned just from the comment section itself has been absolutely amazing. So I thought, why don't we infuse that in the show? And it gives us a chance to also feature some of the things that you guys were talking about in those different videos. And really, it makes it a bit more interactive. It shows, also love to your comments, which these days I don't get enough time whatsoever to respond to comments like I used to. I used to be able to kind of respond to just about all comments. But, these days it's a different ball game. It's very difficult for me to achieve that. Not enough hours in a day. It's my own doing because I choose to drop new content 7 days a week, and I choose to do multiple videos every single day. I don't do just one video, you know what I mean? So we're doing multiple videos at any given time. So anyways, that's how we rolling. That's what we doing. Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. Arguably one of the greatest Queen songs of all time. I think there's a lot of people out there who would say this is their favorite of all their songs, or this is the song that first introduced them to the world of Queen. In my case, I would say it's definitely the song that really introduced me to their world. You guys had requested it early on, and I was like, okay, yeah, we'll check it out. And it was one of those instances for me where I didn't realize, it was actually, Queen's got quite a few songs like that where I don't realize that that's Queen. And I go, what? That song's Queen? That's by Queen? Like Another One Bites the Dust, songs like that where I go, that's Queen? Are you kidding me? No way, dude. I can't believe that's Queen. So it's really one of those situations. Bohemian Rhapsody, hearing that song and, knowing that song was in Wayne's World, which was a cool movie. If you guys never seen Wayne's World, you really need to check out. There's some of these cool movies that just came out back, 90s and 2000s and things like that, you'd be surprised. They have a lot of Queen music in these videos that I didn't realize it was Queen. I was like, oh, that's Queen. That's where I heard that. You know what I mean? Even lately, I watched Good Omens. How many of you guys have seen Good Omens on Amazon? They have this, it's like a 6-part miniseries or something like that, but it's this TV show called Good Omens. And it's a really good show, guys. It's like good and evil. It's like the demon devil dude and, an angel, and they're working together to basically save mankind. It's quite interesting concept because they're working together, the good and the bad, as opposed to how usually these things are portrayed, where it's the angels against the demons, whereas this was them working together. I thought it was really cool. But if you watch that, you will be blown away by absolutely how much Queen music is in the show. They have tons of Queen songs layered throughout the whole show, and I thought that was pretty cool because after doing so many Queen videos, we've done how many Queen. Actually, you know what? I'm going to pull up a number here. I'm going to tell you guys exactly how many Queen videos that I think I've done here. So on this channel alone, okay, on my Off Tap Life channel, guys, I've done 109 Queen videos. There might be more, but when I do a quick check in my dashboard and I just type in Queen as a keyword, 109 pops up. That probably does not include the collabs where it was like Queen and John Farnham, or it might not include the Queen show content, like these Queen shows, those episodes and things might not pick up with that. I don't know if it's only picking up the Queen, but we've done 109 Queen videos. I think that's pretty impressive. And that's just on this channel. That does not include the Queen Show channel. That does not include the Queen Army channel. If you added everything up, we're probably, we'd be around probably the 130, 140 mark, I would say, which is pretty good. But I gotta say, guys, like, doing that amount of material makes you kind of familiar with their music on a big way, and it's definitely helped me be able to now know when Queen, when their song is playing, I'm like, oh, that's Queen. Oh, that's dope. That's dope. You know what I mean? It's really cool because I didn't have that initially. I did not have that knowledge. I didn't have that ability to even know that that's what we was getting into there. So it's pretty cool. In retrospect now, I go, wow, that's pretty dope. So I kind of think of myself as a little bit of a Queen expert now, because between that and all your comments and everything that you guys have shared with me, I feel like I know quite a bit now. Definitely more than I ever knew before. Like, we go into the comments here. This is an interesting video here, because these comments, again, this is the very first time. This is before any of you guys were regulars on my channel. This is the introduction to most of you who were new to my channel at this point in time. Now, some of you might have known me, been on my channel, subscribed, or most likely from my Faith Chase channel, followed me from there to this channel. So I like this video because this reaction, I made a comment in this video and I said something about Justin Bieber in the video. For you guys who have watched this reaction, go watch it. If you haven't, it's the first Queen. I did it on January 22nd, early this year. It feels like it was longer ago, but I can't believe it's literally only been since January that we've been dropping all this content on this channel. This channel has literally been growing just this year. So I feel pretty blessed. I think we've come a long way with this channel, considering that realistically it's only really, kind of really gotten, consistent was around that time period in January 22nd. Before that time, I would drop a video here and there, mainly mukbangs. I like the mukbangs, or I would do some other, vlog type video on this channel. And I maybe did 2 or 3 reactions to like Ice Cube or I don't know, something random. But yeah, like, we dropped this video. It ended up having pretty good for a first drop video, considering what my fan base was then. We had 24,000 views with this video. And we had 428 comments and 1,042 likes for this video. I thought, man, that's pretty dope. You know what I mean? And I look at the like to dislike ratio on that video, which is pretty freaking good. Again, considering that was my first experience with Queen. 1,042 likes and only 49 dislikes. That's pretty good. That's pretty freaking good. Only 49 dislikes out of 24,000 views and 1,042 likes. So I'm happy with that. That's pretty freaking impressive if you ask me. I learned a lot because I learned that Queen fans are very, very protective of Queen and Freddie. I learned that right off the bat. The Justin Bieber comment didn't go well, because I said there wouldn't be a Justin Bieber without Queen. I think that's what I said. And then someone wrote, we'll go with this comment here. Pixelologist said, they quoted my quote, there wouldn't be a Justin Bieber without Queen. And then they wrote, Freddie would be turning in his grave, is what they wrote. And that's the kind of thing I was like, uh-oh, what did I do? I didn't mean to offend anyone. I was literally, not trying to say anything negative, just saying that Queen birthed Bieber, kind of, in a sense. But no one liked that comment. No one liked me mentioning Justin Bieber with Queen in the same mouth, mentioning no one liked it. And I was like, okay, don't do that. They will let you know in the comments. Someone else wrote, there wouldn't be a Justin Bieber without Queen. They did my quote. And they wrote, if that's true, then this is the first valid argument against Queen I've ever heard. And they did a smiley face and all that. That was from Maury One Bund. So that comment could have got me in even more trouble there. Surprisingly, I only got away with 49 dislikes because people did not like Justin Bieber mentioned in the same sentence. We have another. Now, this is information for you guys. Diane Fowler wrote, please do more Queen. Try to use the live versions when possible. So this is me getting educated from you guys. You guys telling me how to navigate through the Queen experience properly. And I got some information in this comment as well. She actually wrote a bit more. She wrote, for Freddie's piano skills, watch my Melancholy Blues live. Also Somebody to Love in 1981. Also live You Take My Breath Away, 1976. I also do Freddie's fabulous numbers of Spanish opera star Montserrat Caballé. One of my favorites is Wembley No. 13, a group of 1950s doo-wop teens. Freddie and the band had a wide variety of type of songs, all of them wonderful. Also 2017 Green Day concert, where before the band came on, over 60,000 audience sing along to Queen's music, every word of Bohemian Rhapsody, including the guitar riffs. What a testimony. Who a man who died in 1991. So I learned quickly after reading comments like that, which, I hearted that comment back then. But I learned that you guys have a lot of things to say when it comes to Queen. And there's a lot of passion. There's a lot of information. And there's a lot of sharing. And there's a lot of love. And I learned that. And I freaking was like, these fans here are so passionate about Queen. And as we progressed, I started to see how much love and passion there was for Queen. There was so much love, so much passion. And it's been really cool to experience that with you guys, because over a course of time, you guys have been loyal. The Queen Army fan base on this channel that we have has been extremely loyal. And I'm a very thankful and appreciative person for that, because Queen fans have been really good. And through the process, as we've grown here on this channel, as we've grown as a family, the Off Tap family, as we've grown, we've become more diverse, which diversity is very important. And so we have an array of songs now that you guys have shared, the playlists of your life. We've been introduced to all these other amazing artists, and we did have a bit of a paradigm shift on this channel. I think there was definitely a shift when that happened, because there was your diehard Queen fans who only wanted to hear Queen and nothing else. They didn't want to hear anything else. There was some that kind of felt that way, but then they were like open to the idea of listening to other stuff, and they've stuck around, and now they're happy still being here, and they're like, you know what? We're here for you. We love you. We support you and what you're doing. So now I can drop stuff, and I get some loving still from my diehards, my day ones. And ultimately, that was always going to happen on this channel, because when I first started this channel, it was never my intention to make it a one show channel, where it was only Queen. It was never my intention. It was always meant to be an array of content and different things, and et cetera, et cetera. And that's why I started the Queen Show channel and the Queen Army channel, so I could have those dedicated only Queen channels. But I think that was going to happen, and you kind of have that always. You're going to end up with your diehard tribe, your day ones, your crew that are with you. They're down with you, no matter what, through the good, the bad, through every single thing. They got your back. That's real fans. I've been blessed over my lifetime to have some real fans when it comes to my music and things. Being an artist, I've had fans that have, through it all, have stick by my side. It's been pretty cool to find some of those on this channel that were fans of my music prior to finding my channel here. Shout out to Adrian, big one. Adrian's a huge fan of my music from back in the day, and he found me on the channel here, and I thought that's pretty dope, you know. So I gotta say, I love that. It's cool having fans. It's cool building that kind of community that has become something more than that. We've become a family, and it's a really beautiful thing and a cool experience. And I implore any of you who are passing by right now to join the family. Whether that means subscribing to one of my channels or all my channels would be nice. But even if it's following me on the podcast or social media somewhere, you know, join in, become part of the family. We'd love to have you. Going back to these comments here, we have Met G here who wrote, Freddie actually never told what the song was about. And he wrote, but some people think it's about him being gay. He came from a conservative and religious home, so the song is about him saying goodbye to old Freddie and becomes new, free Freddie. And then they wrote, you have to react to fat bottom girls. Don't stop me now, which we've done. We've reacted to all the songs now. He wrote, those are my favorite songs. So thank you, Mehdi. I gotta say, I remember in that video, and there was a bit of conversation about that within myself. I was just reacting to that song, and I was thinking, you know, is that what it is? Is this a song where he's talking about addressing that, you know? Is this that song, that coming out song or whatever or whatnot? And so the comments was full of people talking about that kind of thing. It became a topic, a huge topic. One of the things that I love, though, is when you guys tell me that you were there. I think that's really cool. When you guys tell me that you were at one of their shows, that freaking absolutely blows my mind. I think that is incredible, and what an experience. And before we continue with this talk about that particular topic, let me just go ahead and pause the camera and restart it, because we're probably getting close to that 29.95 action. My video, for you guys who don't know, my camera has a time limit of the recording, so it's a good place. Go get your popcorn, take a quick break. I'll be back in a second. Okay, we're back. You probably won't notice that break unless there's actually a advertisement of some sort here, which at the moment we don't have one, so there might not have been enough time for you to go grab your popcorn. I will give you a chance right now, though. If you want to go to the toilet really quick, go ahead and go ahead. I'll give you what, 30 seconds? Is that enough time? Go. 1,000, 2, 1,000. I don't know. You can always pause it, I guess. So we'll just keep moving forward, because you guys can pause it. Go to the toilet break, pause it. But look, one of the things I really like is when you guys share your moments that you were there. And we've got a comment as such from Jojo Lambrini. And Jojo wrote, I have seen Queen many times. I mean, not just once. She said many times. I was at Live Aid in 1985. Wow. And it was monumental. And if you weren't a Queen fan when you arrived, you definitely left as one. I was also at, she wrote, Nebworth in a crowd of 150,000 when Freddie and Queen flew over us in a helicopter. And then when they came on stage, it was spine-chilling. And I'll never forget seeing them. He is a legend and will always be my hero from being aged from... Wait, he's my hero from being age 16, how old I was at Live Aid. So she was 16 at Live Aid and 17 when I saw them at Nebworth. She goes, I'm 50 now and still love him to this day. Rest in peace, Freddie. Wow, that is a cool, really cool story. I love those stories. I love when you guys tell me you've seen them live. Because even though Queen is still touring now and you know, doing their thing, thanks to Adam Lambert also joining in now. The thing is, seeing Freddie live is something you can't do anymore unless it's a video. So that is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that you guys who are able to experience that, I think it's a real blessing. I think that would have been super cool to see Freddie doing his thing live. I mean, absolutely incredible. I actually commented to that video, to that comment there, and I wrote, "Wow, wow, wow! That sounds like it would have been so cool seeing them fly over in the helicopter," which it would have been. They are deaf legends. Thank you for sharing your experience. Much love and all the best for 2020. So yeah, I freaking hearted that and replied back to that. Someone underneath that wrote, WTF, you're so lucky. I wish I was there, but I wasn't born then. Kind of hard to be there if he wasn't born. But, you know, I think that's those stories that you guys share. You know, you're sharing your personal stories, you share your personal experiences, your knowledge base. Those really just are so cool to know that you guys felt so comfortable to share that, and it's such a cool thing. You know, I really love hearing your guys' stories. It's such a great part of reading the comments. I like this comment here. NDB wrote, Queen is everybody's era. Absolutely, dude. I'm a testament to that myself. You know, Queen has become a favorite of mine, you know, even though, you know, they're from back in the day. I've come to really like Queen myself. And you look at the comments and things, and I've come to discover that there's people as young as 17, 18, who are Queen fans. You know, it's all the way up to 70, you know, 80, you know what I mean? Everyone in between. I know Hot Sauce, aka Hot Space, one of our family members. I think she's only 18 and she loves Queen. You know, she's a huge Queen fan. You know, so it's really cool. And that's the power of music. That's one of the reasons I love music, because it breaks borders. It breaks, you know, the whole narrative of, oh, you know, you have to be this age to be able to enjoy this or watch this. No, like, it's timeless. You know, I love that we can listen to something that came out in 1960 or, you know, before that even, and now listen to it in 2020 and be able to go, wow, that's really cool, and appreciate it. And I love that. It's timeless. It definitely is. I love that comment. That's a very cool comment. NDB. I actually replied back to that comment too, and I wrote, that is a great comment. Absolutely agree with that statement. Thanks for sharing. Much love. I did. I felt that way hugely. It's amazing that I actually picked that out now and didn't even realize that I commented on it. So this kind of shows the consistency of my brain thinking, which comments kind of just jumped out at me. Someone wrote here, welcome to Queendom. Welcome to Queendom. This was Angie Penrose. And this is the other thing I learned quickly, is that you guys, some of you write comments that are more like mini novels. Some of the comments are literally like multiple paragraphs long. And I go, wow, that's a lot of passion. That's a lot of information. And that's a lot of sharing. And I love that. I love that you guys get excited like that and want to share that information. Angie wrote, welcome to Queendom. Lead guitarist Dr. Brian May. So she just started breaking it down. She was like, astrophysicist on the side when he's not making music, who's absolutely awesome. One of the most underrated guitarists in the business. He's still touring and still rocking the F out of stadiums all over the world. He also does backup vocals and sometimes sings lead, as in Who Wants to Live Forever. For future reference, please don't cut in the middle of a Brian May guitar solo. So I got told off even in that one. People were saying, dude, Bry's like playing the solo. What are you doing? Don't be freaking breaking down the solos like that. We had Roger Taylor on drums, and he is also did the ultra high vocals, the Galliello parts here, Frex, and any other bits where they need someone's voice to bounce off the ceiling. Freddie's said to have had a 4-octave range. That's incredible. And his vocals are completely incredible, but Roger's falsetto went higher, so he did those bits. Check out the last couple of minutes of Somebody to Love. live version in Montreal in 81, where Freddie's playing around with the vocals while Roger keeps everything on time with a core of background singing. It's also just an amazing performance. John Deegan on bass, he sometimes sang backup but didn't like his voice and did as little singing as possible. He was a great bassist though, and wrote one of the most iconic bass riffs on the planet. Watch Under Pressure for that one. That is a very iconic bass riff. Jeez, I love that. Vanilla Ice stole it, not sampled, stole. Tried to argue it was his, lost in court, so a lot of younger people know it. Watched it live at Wembley in 86 version because it rocks, and also is a great example of Freddie's control of the crowd. It starts with almost 2.5 minutes of Freddie basically doing warm-up vocals with the crowd following along. He was known for the call and response thing, and the fans loved it. I love when he does that. Yeah, yay! And everyone doing it together with him. So cool. Absolutely love it. Now, mind you, at this point in time, when I did this reaction, I didn't know what they were talking about when they were saying that, like all this information that then I was like, huh, what? What's he doing? I didn't know. So it's good looking back now, going back in time and doing this, because now I can relate and I go, yeah, absolutely agree with you. About seeing this live, this is actually one of the few Queen songs where the studio version is better. Now, we've talked about that. There's this thing where Queen's freaking studio versions are awesome, but usually their live versions are freaking just killer in 80 million % even better, which is saying a lot considering your studio version's already great. Seeing Queen live is always awesome. I never saw them in concert, but watching studio vids versus live recordings from concerts, this song is heavily engineered with a lot of layering effects. As Jay Williams said, the opening a cappella part is actually Freddie harmonizing with himself, and the operatic section is also seriously layered. You can't do that live. When Queen performed this live, they skipped the a cappella intro, and when the operatic part came up, they all left the stage while a recording played. They didn't want anyone to think they were lip syncing or trying to fool anyone about it being them versus a recording. That's a really good point to make. And you notice that every single time they've done this, that is how it is. They literally had the recording, component of them. They never tried to perform that live, which would have been hard to do, guys, because they had to layer a lot of voices over to create that. It wouldn't have never sounded that full or that same back then when they were doing it. Now, I think they could do it now. With today's technology, they could definitely easier perform that live and have, an array of effects and things that could easily be programmed in to make it sound full like that. Like, definitely doable now. But back then, it probably would have been a lot harder to do. Plus, it's a lot of effort that they would have had to do, But I like that. I like that they were just straight like that, They didn't want people to think they were lip syncing. That's respect. That's what you call real talent, real artists who are out there performing and keeping it 100 like that. Because me personally, I'm like that as an artist. I do not like lip syncing. I despise it. I didn't even like singing over my own vocals. I didn't like that either. I liked being able to just sing it live 100%. To me, that's why people come to a live show, to hear you do it live. If you're not doing it live, I might as well stay at home and watch it on YouTube. You know what I mean? So they wrote, the studio version of Somebody to Love is also layered and is definitely worth watching, along with the Montreal version. I like them both equally for different reasons. This song has a heavy gospel feel. It's Freddie's tribute to Aretha Franklin. Wow, that's so cool. The layered background vocals are part of that, like someone singing in church with a choir behind them. And again, they can't do that live. What they do instead in Montreal and at other concerts is great, but the studio version with Freddie singing backup as well as lead is worth a watch. That is so cool. And one of their best performances was their Live Aid set. Yes, it's 20 minutes long, but if you react to it, we'll show up and watch with you. It's freaking awesome. And they basically saved the even, which had been fairly ordinary up to that point and wasn't bringing in much money until Queen went on. Queen stole the show, and you should give it a watch, which we did, and it became probably our most watched Queen video of all time. Queen stole the show, and you should give it a watch. They have a huge and awesome discography, so settle in and have fun. That was the comment, dude. That was my first experience with someone writing such a informative comment, and really wanting me to understand the world of Queen and really to know how to navigate through it. Shout out to Angie Penrose for that comment. That was super cool. And I commented back. I replied back. I wrote in reply to the super long comment with multiple paragraphs. I only wrote about 4 sentences, which I wish I could have wrote something longer. But again, this is early me who didn't know much about Queen. I didn't really know what I could say except, wow, thanks for the information. But I wrote, hey, thank you. I feel very welcomed. Appreciate all the info. That was a very interesting read. It was a very interesting read. We'll add those videos to the list, which I did, which we've done. Wishing you all the best for 2020. Much love. So that's what I wrote. Someone else wrote, Dr. Brian May is amazing. One of the greatest guitar players in the world. He actually built the guitar he's playing with his father, and he still plays it to this day. It's super cool. That was an example of me really finding out that Bri was the guy. You guys have mad love for Bri and his guitar playing, and now after doing so many reactions to Queen, I can now confirm that he's definitely one of the greatest guitarists of all time. He's absolutely incredible. So, someone else wrote here exactly my point that I was saying. They wrote, Stephen B. wrote, hi, just read your comments, very informative. And that's what I was saying. The comments section is so informative that there's so much information that you guys know, and there's so many stories and experiences that you guys have had. It is absolutely awesome. Like, I just love it. I've had the greatest time ever being able to go through and read these things and find out, etc., someone else had experienced them. Jin May wrote, so sorry you missed out. They were amazing. I was privileged to see them 3 times, meet the band briefly and awkwardly at 16, and backstage once. No band involvement, just nice roadies who felt sorry for a couple of kids freezing in Wisconsin hours before the show. When we were in high school, my boyfriend, or it was BFF, so my BFF and I were considered weird for being so into this band. Bet they're all rethinking it now after 40 years. Hey, absolutely. I'm going to give that a little heart there. The other thing is, after going back and looking, because at the time when I did this reaction, guys, I would have replied to all the comments that were there at the time. Now we've got so many more. I would have replied or given hearts to everything back then, and now there's like tons of stuff that I don't have any hearts or comments to. But tons of comments. Someone here wrote, Karen G wrote, I saw them in 1979. Was in the 6th row on the floor. We ran up the stage for the encore, and they let us stay. I was 10 feet from Freddie. I'll never forget the feeling. Almost 60 now, and still loving my rock. So cool. I just love it's so cool hearing the love and the long amount of support that these diehard fans that you guys have shown Queen. It's so cool. It's so cool. What a cool thing, Pat Donnelly wrote, I'm 57 and this song has always been one of my faves. Freddie is awesome. The vocals, the harmonies, Brian's guitar work, spectacular song, and I love your enthusiasm for music. I will subscribe. Looking forward to you reacting to more cool songs. Thank you, Pat Donnelly. I hope you're still subscribed and watching. That would be fantastic to know. There's so many great comments. Here's another one I want to read real quick, because this one I like how their name is the Disaster Units D Stir. They wrote, "You seem to have a real love for music. The 70s, believe it or not, have some real great bands. Journey, Chicago, Boston." I can now contest to that and say, yes, that is true, because we've reacted to all of those there. Queen, though, great, wasn't really considered the best in a decade filled with bands that were their equal. The 70s gave us some great bands. Though all groups were inspired to be successful, unlike nowadays, musicians and writers in the 70s and 80s were experimental and pushed the envelope to the point one's integrity, style, lyric, and composition were more important than being the best. Some pioneers took solace in knowing 10 years down the road, their innovation will be the heaviest contributor to new yet unheard or thought of genre. My favorite bands that started the stage show to go with the music were David Bowie in 69, Devo in 73, Kiss in 75, Queen in 74, Alice Cooper in 69. Wow, super cool comment. Because it just shows you too that, yeah, and I've said this comment, the only reason to talk about it is because there just seemed to be something in the water. I don't know what's going on in the 70s, but the 70s was a magical time, an amazing period of music. And there was a great deal of talented bands and people who were pushing the envelope and really taking it to that next level, to that really special place. And I really think that, yeah, I agree. I totally agree with the comment in terms of the 70s. Like, from all the songs, the bands, everything that I've heard that's come out of that period that I've reacted to, I gotta tell you, it was magic. There's something about 60s and 70s music that really separates it from any other time period. And you can say that about the 80s as well. I think the 80s are very defined and distinctive. I think that the 90s, to a certain extent, was also very defined and distinctive. And then, I don't know, I feel music definitely these days is definitely, in the 2000s and onwards, it's kind of become definitely different. Some people would say it's lost a bit of that raw realness or something that used to exist. Some people would say things like that. I think it's subjective. Everyone's going to feel how they feel about music. But no matter what era you think was the era or the most magical era or the best era of music, one thing that I think everyone can agree on that is watching this video right now, because you wouldn't be watching it otherwise most likely, is that Queen absolutely is one of the greatest bands that's ever existed across all eras. And the combination of Freddie Mercury, of Roger Taylor, of Brian May, of John Deegan, that combination, something absolutely flawlessly, magically happened when you put those four together. They complemented each other so well and became just like a hand working as one. It's really incredible to see. They work so well together, and just really, literally a kind of magic, pun intended. Really, really feel blessed to be able to have experienced Queen with you guys, to know them, to grow, and have them become part of my life thanks to you guys. I gotta tell you, I'm at odds still. I don't know what is my favorite Queen song to this day. I change frequently. Every time I hear another Queen song, it changes, and I go back and forth. And now I'm just kind of accepting the fact that I've got lots of favorite Queen songs. There's so many good ones. I just like them all. But absolutely incredible group, one of the greatest of all time, and I really feel blessed. I can't say it enough. So I want to thank all you guys for your love and support. I want to thank all you guys for enjoying this experience with me and being part of the process. And for all you guys who are continuing onwards with the Queen Show podcast here, this channel, all my channels, everything that we're doing, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And we're gonna get into a routine. Like I said, I wouldn't mind if you guys could tell me in the comments below, what day of the week do you think would be the best day to have the Queen Show if we were to choose one regular day of the week to kind of create some type of consistency with this podcast. I really would like to get into a regular routine with it and really drop it on the same day every week. I don't know what the best day is. I mean, I'm dropping content 7 days a week, so does it really matter? I don't know if it really matters. I don't even know if we need a designated day. I would like your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. Should we have a designated day for this podcast? Should we just keep it random like I've been doing? If there is a certain day, what day do you guys think it is? And I might actually also, in conjunction with this comments here, also make a poll about this as well. I might do that. So if I do, let me know. Chime off. And we're going to end this one here. I've really enjoyed this. We've kind of gone back to our roots. I wanted to bring this closer to the hour mark. We usually was the first ones of these were pretty long, and then we started doing half hour 20 podcast sections of this. But I don't know, I think that's another question. Do you prefer the longer format, the 1 hour, or do you prefer 30 minutes? I think most podcasts kind of like that 1 hour mark. It's kind of a happy place for most podcasts. Let me know what you guys think, though. I'm flexible. I'm not one to conform to anyone's norm. So we'll do what we do, what makes the family happy. All right, I'm out. Thank you guys for watching. As always, remember, leave your moment to the fullest and to keep it off tap. Catch you on the next one. Peace out.